Pearl Show, its sister stations, its affiliates, or its sponsors, but it is those of the individuals themselves who express it. While the Emily Pearl Show does take stances on individual issues, the show itself remains an entertainment platform. Free thought is a philosophy and not a policy.
It's the 901 show. 901 show. 901 show. Get on this hot mic. The 901 show. It's the 901 show. The 901 show. The 901 show. The 901 show. Get on this hot mic. The 901 show. Hot mic. The 901 show. Hot mic. It's the 901 show. It's the 901 show. The 901 show. Get on this hot mic. The 901 show. It's the 901 show. The 901 show. All right, everybody. Welcome to the 901 show, live from Memphis, Tennessee. I'm so happy to see you all again, be in the studio. I think this is only the second time, or is it the first time I've been back since I was in the hospital? I don't know. But I just thank the Lord that I'm back. All right. We got Sassy Sandra in the house. All right. Hello, Sandra. How you doing? All right. One of our team members, as well as one of my missionaries and dear friend, her and her husband, Dwayne Wilson. Well, I'm not going to tarry y'all along with the show because we have a special guest tonight. So right now I'm going to bring in the co-hostess of the Moses. Y'all know her, Sybil Marie Presley. She'll be in one. Hey, Sybil.
Well, hi. I'm so happy to have you back with us. And that hairstyle is just simply adorable.
Oh, well, thank you.
You have got to wear that more often. You look like a Hollywood star. I just love the little Goldilocks.
Thank you. Look. Yeah, I wore this style in that movie that was filming here. What was it? Bluff City
Law.
Bluff City Law. Yeah. And the style is styled it this way. And I kind of liked it because, it's kind of like
it's adorable. You know what? It fits in like modern day, and yet it's got a touch of that nostalgia.
I know, right? Yeah. I like it too. Thank you so much. Well, listen, what have you been up to? this
Well,
weekend?
today, me and Charlene, she had to run some errands.
Mhm.
And so I told her to pick me up and let me go with her. And we ended up at my favorite Mexican restaurant.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah. You
And
like Mexican
so
food.
while we were there, I wrote a little rap song about it called a Mexican Rap. And she filmed me. And so it's posted on Facebook. I have to send you a copy.
Okay.
And Charlene is with Freelance Video One at hotmail.com. And she did a wonderful job. We was almost the only people in the restaurant because we got there just as they opened the door. So I was able to raise my voice and do the rap and not disturb anybody.
Oh, I see. Well, please send it. Please do. We have to show it on our video movie popcorn night.
Okay, I'll send it to you when we go off the air.
No. We're gonna save it for our. We'll have a video movie popcorn
Well, I know, but I
night.
still got to send it to you so you can play it.
Oh, I thought you said you was going to sing it.
No, no, I wouldn't do that to anybody, especially when we have a guest. People pay me to quit, but anyhow, you're gonna enjoy it.
Well,
So,
Mary's in the house. Hello, Mary.
hi,
Yeah, this is
Mary.
Mary and Sandra so far. Y'all go ahead and share the show. We got a special guest that has some informative information. Sybil's going to tell you all about him in just a little bit. So what did I do? Actually, I kind of reclaimed my time and my schedule back today, and I was so glad to do that. I got to get some things done. Got a lot of catching up to do, being without water for 3 weeks. So I got a lot of catching up to do, and I'm going to be doing that this week. And of
You look
course,
radiant.
thank you. I feel better. Yeah. My circles under my eyes are just about disappeared. See, my 6 circles.
Well,
They're fading away.
You can barely see them.
Oh wow, in the hospital, you saw my hospital picture, they were way down there. So praise the Lord. I like to see his healing in action. That's the reason why I don't mind showing them, because I like to see God's healing in action. And I always tell everybody that, not to preach tonight because I know this is not a one show, but a lot of people think that Jesus turned the water into wine at the wedding just because they was out of wine. Well, that is part of the reason. But the main reason why Jesus turned the water into wine is because that was his first miracle. And he wanted people to be able to see it in action. And that way you can have a testimony. You can actually see it, what happened, because when you see it with your own eyes, it's got to be true.
And it was the best wine, not any ripple or nothing. It's good stuff.
Yeah, and he needed his disciples to really believe that he was telling the truth as to who he was, because they were following him, because basically John the Baptist told them to follow. Well, the first 2 disciples, he told them, now you follow him. Now he is the master. So, he picked up all the disciples on the way, but they still really had no proof of who he was. And that is part of the real reason that he did that in front of their eyes, so that they could see the action, the miracle in action, you see. So that's my story on that. Hey, Ernestine is in the house. You love my hairstyle. Thank you, Ernestine. And she says also, hello, everyone. All right. Thank y'all for coming in. Go ahead and share the show. Bring Marcus and Dennis in, Ernestine, Mary. Bring Sylvia in. Bring everybody in. All right. So listen, we're going to take a little commercial break. When we come back, Sybil is going to introduce our guests. and then we're going to proceed on with the show. All right. All right, then. So we'll be right back. So we are going into the green room for just a minute, you and I. And we'll be right back, y'all. Don't go away. This is your time to share the show.
The Cupboard Restaurant in Memphis, Tennessee is world famous for some of the best food and Southern hospitality you'll ever find, and is a celebrity favorite. Open from 7 a.m. till 8 p.m. every day. The Cupboard Restaurant is located at 1400 Union Avenue, 1 block east of Cleveland, for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Got a large group? Groups of any size are welcome, and catering is available. While you're there, pick up a copy of Charles Capala's world-famous cupboard cookbook. Check out their website at www.thecupboardrestaurant.com. That's The Cupboard Restaurant, 1400 Union, 901-276-8015. A proud sponsor of The Emily Pearl Show.
Hi, Covered. We already heard from you. And bye-bye for now. He just won't stop. He just keeps wanting to tell you all about the Covered Restaurant. All right, Sybil will be back in one, and I'm going to let her introduce our guest tonight. Go ahead, Sybil.
Well, welcome again to the 901 show. We have fun on the 901.
Mm-hmm.
Our special guest tonight is Brad Bosi. He has a faith-based organization that serves Christians in developing strategies to protect and provide for their loved ones. Brad, welcome to the 901 show.
All right, Brad will be in one. Hi, Brad.
Thank you very much. Glad to be here.
Yeah, unfortunately, I don't know how our names got up so high. They're covering us. I'm going to sit up a little bit. Okay. All right, then. Sybil, thank you so much for inviting an interesting guest. I am interested to see what he has to offer, because I heard the word free. You told me about something.
That's
free.
my favorite word.
Yeah, I know that, and that's why I'm interested to see what Brad is offering free. So we'll go ahead and begin interviewing our guests.
Well, I'd like to start off with a question. Why did you choose this career?
You know, I spent the last 30 years here in distribution, and the last 10 years I was with ALSAC St. Jude on the fundraising side.
Oh, I worked for
And
ALSAC.
it was there that I realized.
Yeah, I worked for St. Jude for like 5 years.
Really?
I was the one that was doing, remember the math-a-thons? Did you ever? I did
Yes,
those.
ma'am.
Yeah.
From what
I
years?
think it was from like 98 through 2002. Mm-hmm.
Okay, we missed each other.
Yeah.
I was there from 2008 to 2017, and I was in supply chain, so I actually did all the shipping for Mathathon, Trichathon, the gift catalog,
Okay. Yeah.
and all that. I handled all the fulfillment and all the item selection for those programs, so that obviously ALSAC can do the great work that they do to cure cancer.
Absolutely. I was the one that would have to talk to the principals at the schools to get them to agree to do the math-a-thon for us.
I got to interact with so many departments, but I started off with math and trike, those programs. You know, when you go to stjude.org/shop and want to order an ornament or a T-shirt or something, and then I started working with the marathon team.
Oh yeah, okay.
All the fulfillment. Yeah,
good for you.
It was very fun. So, and what I learned there was very fulfilling, and unfortunately, my time there came to an end, and you know, I took another job, and it just was not So financial advisor with the company that I'm with now, Thrivent. And he said, you ever thought about doing this for a living? And this was 3 years ago. I looked at him like he had three eyes. And then I continued to tell God no for about 6 months.
Oh,
and
my.
God was talking to me he was talking to me at work, talking to me through my family at home. And it was like, why are you continuing to tell me no?
Yeah.
Just felt the
Then-
calling. So I pursued the career, and that's where, I acquired the certifications and all that to go along with this. But it's such a fulfilling career helping people gain financial clarity in their lives.
Awesome.
And with a company like Thrivent that helps them give back, and live generously through that process, it's a great blend of having a purpose and actually being able to have a career.
Okay, so Brad, if you would for me, can you sit back and not get right in your screen? Because what happens is
Gotcha.
we have so many people on the internet. That's what causes it to freeze when we get right in the front of our screen. And it's not
Okay.
just small companies. I'm sure you've seen it happen on the ABC News, the big news channels too, where people freeze,
Right.
and then you hear that boing, boing, boing sound like it's coming from space. Well, the secret is to not have that, and I found out through experience, is to sit away from the screen. And you're good now, because I don't want anyone to miss a word you have to say. And let me just say this, audience, listen. All of you guys who are in the comment column, please type in questions for Brad, even if it's not for yourself, but maybe you might know a family member or a friend, neighbor, whatever, that you might want to ask a question for. You're thinking about them, and you're like, well, let me ask this from him about this situation or that, okay? So be sure to type in some questions. All right. That was great. I understand how it is with St. Jude. It is a fulfilling career that will lead you to do much more like me. And so now you have mentioned that the name of your company is Thrivent and that it is a faith-based organization. So what does this mean, and how are they different, this company, than other financial investment companies?
So Thrivent was actually formed back in 1902. So we're more than 100 years old. We're probably the largest company you've never heard of.
True.
And that's because we were founded in the Lutheran religion. Yeah.
Okay.
And so we were founded in the Lutheran religion. And about 10 years ago, our membership, which is our client base, because we are a member-owned organization, actually voted to open up and serve all Christians of all faiths. And
nice.
Through that, we have expanded, have not had a large footprint in the Memphis area. I was raised Catholic. My mother was Southern Baptist, and I come from a large Italian family, so I was raised Catholic. And then I met a good girl, and that's where I learned about Thrivent. So I just say I'm a Christian mutt, and denomination matters not. And so Thrivent has a higher purpose at our core, and that is we enjoy working with Christians to be able to blend faith and finances, and where your heart leads you, and how to achieve those financial goals, and have a partner alongside you that can help you achieve those goals and actually determine what those options are for you. And so that's the reason I say with another financial services firm, and Thrivent empowers our clients to give back to the community as well. So it's almost an opposite. We're a financial services firm. However, we're also a not-for-profit organization as well. Okay. So we're more than 100. We're also a Fortune 400 company. And as a not-for-profit,
but
I have too. I've never heard 400.
I never heard of Fortune 400.
It just means we're a little
I guess
bit
you're
bigger.
working your way up.
we're for. That's right. We're actually Fortune 368 is our number on the rank, in terms of size, and so. Our size and our breadth and our scope of services that we can offer, and the credibility of a company, obviously that we have more than two, offer a full suite of financial services as well as life insurance solutions, and really like to be there with our clients to do that. And our not-for-profit status is because our common bond of our membership, our client base, which is our membership, is Christianity. How we hold a not-for-profit status. So all that means is, instead of paying the IRS $300 million in taxes every year, that back to our members to use in their communities.
Okay. Sybil?
Yes, I want to let our audience know how to spell Thrivent. I believe it's THRIVENT, if I'm correct. And my question for you is, what does a financial professional actually do?
That is an excellent question. And I'll tell you, the first thing a financial professional needs to do is listen. We need to listen 2 to 3 times more than we talk. And that is so we can understand our individual client base, who we're working with at that time, because there is no cookie cutter approach to what's my financial strategy, or what's the best life insurance product, or what's the best investment out there. At Thrivent, we believe money is a tool and not a goal. And when I can put that, if everything, if all you have is a hammer, everything. And so that's not what your financial strategy needs to be, Emily. That's not what your financial strategy needs to be, Sybil. Y'all's is going to be different, and it's going to be based off a life style. It's going to be stage of life. How many, when you're looking to retire, all those different things come into play with that. So what a financial professional does is help understand what your goals are, and then my job ultimately is to help you identify the most suitable solutions to help you achieve your goals.
I see. Okay, and so what does a financial professional actually do to help people achieve those goals?
It's not going to happen in one meeting typically. There's multiple meetings that take place. The way Thrivent's process, or our process, works is I'd like to have a meeting with, if I want to call Sybil, and I'd like to engage with Sybil, it's going to start with, let's get to know each other. I want to explain to you what I do, what our process is, who Thrivent is, but more importantly, I want to learn about you and see if we're a match. I get to choose who I work with.
Oh, that's great.
Just like you get to choose a financial professional. It doesn't have to be me. And have to work with everyone that knocks on my door or rings my phone. So, and I don't say that in as much as it is, there needs to be a natural trust and relationship through that initial meeting, and it'll be a natural decision if we should continue working together.
I see.
And so what I do is get to know my clients and understand what are your goals, and then how do we get there? How motivated are you to get there? It doesn't matter how much money you have. It doesn't matter how much money you don't, right? Is we're all starting from a different place. And my ideal client is one that's motivated.
Yeah, and this particular time that we're going through now for the past year, a lot of people are facing financial pain, and they don't really have that much as it is right now as it stands. A lot of people, in the country today. And so what you're saying is that even though they may not have it enough right now, that they can still find a starting point.
Yes, ma'am. That's absolutely what I'm saying. Many times it just starts with taking one change, doing one thing different, making one step. Uh, I mean, it's the first step. The longest journey starts with the first step, right? So
That's right. That's right.
many people are paralyzed by I'm scared of this, I'm scared of that. We faced so many things recently, such as the pandemic, of course.
Right. Yeah.
We unemployment challenges. We face the school challenges, and I don't know how I'm going to continue working with my kids at home, or if I'm going to be able to work at home, or if I'm going to be furloughed. We had not to be, but it was a presidential election year, and so there were people nervous about who would win and who would lose, and how that affects their, and what to do if Trump wins. What do I do? Or on the other side, what do I do if Biden wins? You know, scared? Am I optimistic? And so really, one fact I can say is typically, and you can look this up. I've got a chart that shows it, but not here. But honestly, the presidential election has typically on the stock market and investments. And there's a lot of factors that go into that. But everyone that was very paranoid about or loses, the stock market's going to tank, it might have dipped, but it rebounded very quickly as we saw. So
Yeah, I tell people all the time,
help people
politics have
identify.
a lot to do. Excuse me for interrupting, but yeah, I tell people all the time. As a matter of fact, that, until last year, toward the end of last year, I did a Pearl's Politics show every Wednesday night. I'll probably be starting that back up probably around the summer. But in my show, I would tell people all the time, look, you got to know what's going on with politics, because politics has something to do with everything in your life, especially your money. It has a lot to do with your house. You know, FHA, Federal Housing Association, it has a lot to do with your cars, FCC, Federal Commission. So, I tell them all the time, you may think that politics don't have anything to do with your life, but you're just on the wrong page, because it has everything to do with your life. Would you agree? What say you?
A lot, and it does affect a lot, and I will specifically point to and law changes from year to year actually impact us more so than or who doesn't get elected. Obviously, that's a driving force, but still, one of the things that I think Thriving is very unique was how we help our clients navigate taxes. And what I mean by that is just being tax savvy and how will taxes affect my Social Security? And so there's things that as you develop a plan, at least need to be considered, thought about. And there's 9 ways to skin a cat. There's even more ways to have a financial plan and a financial strategy. So having someone on that can help you navigate all of those options and at least present them in a way that you can understand. I'm here to answer questions. I'm here clarity with that. And it's a very complicated issue that I think the more I talk, sometimes the more I overcomplicate it. So that's why I say, or with clients.
Yeah, don't talk yourself out of a sale, right?
I always have to remind myself of that. Yeah. You call it a sale, I call it serving.
Basically, that's I learned that term from when I first started working for Graham Media, because the guy that I was training under, I don't know where he is now, but I'm not gonna call his name. But the guy I was training out of, the owner of the company got tired of him talking himself out of a sale. the business would have told him yes, and instead of him filling out the paperwork, he would start talking about everything from everywhere, didn't have nothing to do with the sale, and just tired the person out. And then the person, businessman or woman, would end up saying, well, let me think about this just a little bit longer before I sign anything. And he talked himself out the sale, you know?
Yeah.
Right. I remember when I sold my first car, I had car training, and I was working at Honda. And this is when they were bringing in African-American women. And the one thing they told us in the class was this: put your offer in front of the customer and shut up. Don't say anything else. And so when I went, I mean, all of these old guys with experience, these car salesmen, you know, they knew that we women weren't going to succeed. So I got my first customer, and he had driven from someplace in Arkansas. And I went on the lot. He found something he liked, came back, brought him to my desk, and I gave him the actual price that was on the sticker on the car. I put that in front of him, not to say anything else. And he said, yeah, I think I can work that out. I said, yeah, I want to go with that. I said, well, okay, I'll be right back. Let my manager know. I said, we're going to try to get you out of here as fast as we can. So
excellent.
I understand what you mean by that. Sybil, I've done so much talking. Back to you.
Is there a standard way or program you use with clients?
You know, I kind of alluded to that earlier, that each client's unique. So there is no cookie cutter approach. However, our process is we like to connect with our client. And then after that natural decision, if we should move forward, is we'll want to get some more details. And that is talking, specific numbers, specific needs, and then we'll review that together. And then my team will look that over here, and then we'll come back with some recommendations and some take action steps on what we need to do, and then review as often as you like, whether that be once a month, every 3 months. You only want to hear from me once a year, but things is that investment of time early is very good, because as you alluded to, Emily, when a customer's motivated, that's when you want to let all the momentum take it from there, and that's a lot of my job, I guess. That's one of the things I need to do with clients, or let's not even call them clients yet, because they're prospects, someone I'm talking to, is remove that fear of paralysis that I don't know the difference between an IRA, a Roth, a mutual fund, a stock, a bond. It's all too confusing. So I don't know. I'm just not going to do anything. And so I like to develop that trust factor where we can have some understanding that you do want to do something with you to answer those questions and to help you take that first step. So try not to get too complicated, but that's kind of the process. But program, it's more of a process. I don't charge a fee for my services. Okay, so
that's
and
awesome.
you have to have money to have a financial advisor.
Yeah,
that's great. Now,
one of my
price
favorite
is
words.
awesome.
Yeah, and Emily, we have some comments.
So
in the chat.
Yeah, I'm just going to get to that before I ask my next question. Ernestine's, and she's from Kalamazoo, Michigan, Brad. She says, that's a blessing, Brad. We do need a lot of help with our financial situations. And Douglas Martin is from Tennessee. He says he's a 901. He says, hi, everyone. Great guests, Emily and Sybil, and special thanks to Brad Bosi. And Ernestine comes back with, it is good to feel comfortable with someone to help you because we have gone through a lot with this pandemic. We need to trust someone with our finance plans. All right, y'all. Thank y'all so much. Keep them coming. Keep them coming. All right, so
Yeah,
Brad,
absolutely. So, yes, ma'am.
let's say that my audience has never invested before. What would you say are the most important things to know?
The most important thing that an investor needs to know or the client needs to know is, what is this money for?
Mm-hmm.
Right? It's great. I owe some investment, or I want to put something out there that can grow faster than the bank, or a CD or something like that, because you're not doing much. But what is my upside potential and what's my downside protection? Okay, that means, right, how much can I make, but also how much can I lose, and how do I prevent? That's where you need to understand those options, because you can go buy a stock. I'm not into giving stock tips. I'm not picking. What I want to do is help you with a long-term plan, and also any short-term goals that you have, right? So you can have liquid money, which means you can invest it and take it out right away, or a month or 3 months down the road. Then there's that longer-term money that you want to save for retirement, or that's planning. And that's where Thrivent helps with every aspect of your financial life in helping plan for goal and for retirement and income stream in retirement. And life insurance comes in there too to play, because that also strengthens your financial plan. It's an expense that many people don't see as value. However, one thing's for certain in life, and that is we're all going home to Jesus one day.
That's sure, that's right. And I thank my granddaddy. My granddaddy bought a policy for me as soon as I was born. And now that policy is 71 years old. So you can imagine. I'm not going to say anymore. You know what I'm talking about, Brad. Because I don't want nobody to try to bump me off.
I've got one as well. My father-in-law's business, and he bought a life insurance policy on me, a permanent policy.
Yeah.
And in my younger days, it had some cash value. I was able to use that cash value for certain needs that we have when we were a young family. Although the policy's still in effect. So
that's
there's
right.
that permanent insurance.
You can use those, but I'm not touching mine. I'm leaving mine for my only son. And
there you go.
You gotta leave your kids something. And I'm not a queen, I'm not a king, so I can't leave them a kingdom. But I can leave him, I can leave him with something. Amen.
Amen. And life insurance, as part of a financial plan, when you want to leave something to your loved ones, is many people, they have a retirement plan, right? So they retire with this 401k from work, but they're scared to spend that on themselves because they want to leave something to their kids.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Well, that was for you to get travel the world. That was for you to buy a boat, get a lake house, whatever. Well, guess what happens? If you don't spend that money and do that, what's your kids going to do when they're the ones that are going to travel? They're the ones that are going to
exactly
have a lake house, buy a new car.
Exactly.
And life insurance is able to fill that void, want to do that. But it also gives you a great peace of mind when you're talking about
expenses.
You've got a family at home.
Expenses.
You've got obligations. You've got children, right? Yeah. And if God were to call you home, what's the financial plan for if God calls one of us home early?
You don't want that burden on your children. That's right. So, okay. So, Sybil, I think it's time for you back. Okay.
Why is having a financial advisor important for the average person or family?
Well, I would
I think
say
you covered some
we
of
all
that.
have. Yeah, I think it's important to know that we all have a financial plan. We
Some kind
all
of.
have one. Either
Yeah.
we're flying solo.
Mm-hmm.
That's right. We're flying solo, doing what we know or what we understand, which might be this much, or it might be a lot. Or we're doing what our dad told us, or a friend, or a coworker, or we have a financial advisor, who living, who's not going to charge me an arm and a leg, who can be my resource and keep me on a path. So I think it's just important for every individual to have a financial advisor. It's affordable because y'all have already said the 4-letter word.
Yeah.
I don't like to say free because that gives kind of a misnomer. It's
It
a
does.
complimentary session.
It does. Yeah, complimentary
with me,
session
and all
sounds
my
better.
sessions are complimentary, right?
Well,
Right.
you can call it a complimentary blessing.
All right, we have another
Complimentary
comment.
blessing. There you go. Blessing
Yeah.
session. Yeah.
Welcome, Carnita at Waters. She says, good evening, Emily and Sybil. A very informative topic. I like Brad Bosi's disposition and great knowledge based regarding a financial plan. Awesome,
Hi,
Car.
Carnita
Awesome.
cares.
All right. All right.
Thank you.
And
I am
Ernestine
humbled.
says
Thank you so much.
we're gonna let y'all know how to get in touch with Brad just as we end the show. Ernestine says we need to talk about life insurance. Many of us don't have it. Glad you brought that question up, missionary. All right, that's right. We all need a life insurance policy. How many times do we hear on the news nowadays that something happened to somebody, unfortunately, and then they don't have the money to even pay for their funeral or bury them, and they have to do a GoFundMe page to try to raise money just to bury a loved one, and that's because somebody did not have a financial plan, right, Brad?
Right. Yeah. I'm glad you brought that up. That was going to be my next fact. Probably 6 or 9 months ago was the last time, I checked this data, but on average, there's about 17,000 accounts on GoFundMe just for funeral expenses.
Yeah.
Every day there's 17,000 accounts out there because plans weren't taken care of. Now, if all you got to do is take care of final expenses, right? The average funeral is somewhere between $7,000 and $10,000. Depending on Memphis and 901, that's about the average. $7,000 to $10,000. That's, I don't want to say that's not hard, but
that's a lot.
It's not a lot of money when you have a lot of friends.
It's a lot of money.
However,
I told my son I want to be cremated.
It is a lot of money.
I told my son I want to be cremated.
That costs too.
Yeah, but that's cheaper. I told him take the cheap route for me because I don't want to be buried in no cold ground, for all that time anyway. Because I don't know when Jesus is coming. I don't want to be in that cold ground.
But you won't know it.
I will
Right,
know
and
it.
that's-
My
and that's
spirit will know it. You think my spirit
I'll
won't
tell you,
know that?
So I'll tell you my example with my thriving advisor. And this is about 15 years ago. And he said, I think you're underinsured, Brad. And I said, no, I don't think so. I got $350,000 life insurance through my work. I had the policy my father-in-law bought me as well. And I had another small policy from a kid, $9,000 life insurance. And he said, well, what would you want to pay for if you didn't come home tomorrow? What would you need to be able to do? My wife is Christy, high school sweetheart, going on 29 years of marriage now. And so I said, well, I think I'd like to, yeah, thank you. I'd like to pay the house off. I'd like to leave something for the kids, right? Like $25,000. I got 3 kids. So there's $75. I had just bought a house, at about $200,000 out here in Arlington. So I'm already $300,000. And so now there's only $50,000 left. He said, so would you want Chrissy to have to go back to work full time? And I'm like, yeah, all I've done is pay the house off and leave something to the kids. I haven't left her anything to live off of.
Right.
So I was grossly underinsured. Get that. And that's what life insurance does, is it provides that bridge on your loved ones to be able to provide for them. So there's income protection, replacement of income, and then any debts that you have. I've got one client that called me. He's an existing client. He's got a $25,000 policy on his daughter. She's has racked up or is $100,000 in college student loans that he co-signed for.
Yeah.
And he said, I'm on the hook for $100,000. I think I need to get a life insurance policy on her just in case. She plans to pay it off, but because he co-signed, it's just that element that it's going to cost to get a life insurance policy for $100,000 on an 18-year-old or 19-year-old. It's going to cost about $8 a month.
That's right. Yeah.
And you can sleep better at night, and you know that you've got certain things covered. So, life insurance is for far more than just final expenses. And
That's
it's part of a financial plan. Another part is that if you overlook the life insurance part in your financial plan and you go straight to saving money, okay, so you're putting away in retirement, you're loading up that Roth IRA for income for later, and you're putting dollars a month or whatever into a retirement plan because you want to grow that money. Well, if you don't have life insurance in place, what's going to happen? If it was me, what's going to happen? I don't have life insurance. What's my wife going to do? She's going to pull from that retirement account. And so it's going to get depleted anyway. When we could have put $20 out of the $500 a month into a lot of the other $480 went to the investment. And now she's got a $500,000 life insurance policy on me, to take care of that. And it's a very percentage that you can cover for that. So
that's right.
I don't mean to belabor the point, but we look at a financial plan from both sides.
Because
life
I told my son
and an
knows,
investment.
my son, that's right. My son knows about my life insurance policy. And people, please make sure your loved ones know your business in case in case something happens. And and you got your life insurance policy in a cookie jar somewhere down in the bottom of the cabinet. If you have, let them know where it is. That's not where mine is. But I'm just saying.
I'll tell you, I had another client that was very life insurance averse, meaning he was a high income earner and relatively young. And he said, I don't want to hear about life insurance. I just want to plan for this. I want to do college savings for my kids. I want to do investment. I'm not going to put up my wife with her next husband if I were to die.
My goodness.
And I'm like, we can work with that.
Yeah.
They were on the same page, and we can work with that. So against my advice to take that life insurance, I developed them a plan with that. So I am not, as I said, there's no cookie cutter approach. We tailor that to the needs of the information.
In other words, you don't shove things on people. You let them choose what they want. Right. You've
got to be motivated and believe in your plan. And if I sell you a car that you don't like, you're going to trade that car in, never come back to me again.
That's true. That's true.
So I'm going to lose a client out of it anyway. I want to develop a relationship with clients. And so that's where, as I said, the process involves review, checking in. I'm going to call you and check in. I'm going to let you know of things coming up in the Thrivent member network that are available to you as resources. I'm going to let you know of tax law changes. I'm going to let you know, hey, you've got some charitable dollars from Thrivent. We haven't even made it to that point. So I want to make sure we get to that part of Thrivent, and kind of really what makes us uniquely different is the member benefits of just being a client.
Okay. Do you want to talk about it?
I'm going to circle. it's very important as to how Thrivent's different than other financial institutions
Okay.
and insurance is, you can put it as your mission, that we love God, we're a faith-based organization or whatever, but and I'm not versions on any company that does that. I'm just saying Thrivent truly believes that at our core, we were founded and now we anxiously are eager to serve Christians, although we serve non-Christians as well.
Right.
However, to be a full-fledged member of Thrivent, it doesn't cost to be a member. Once you have a Thrivent policy, you are a client and a member of the network. And so some benefits that come with that, one is the Thrivent Action Team. So let's say Emily, you decide you want to get a life insurance policy with Thrivent, and it's going to cost $20 for your grandson or for your grandnephew or something, and it's going to cost $20 a month. Thrivent is going to give you. Remember, I said we were a nation because our basis is in Christianity, and instead of paying taxes to the IRS, we give it back to our members.
Yeah.
Thrivent is going to say, Emma, here's $250 twice a year I want you to use in your community.
Wait a minute. Wait.
That's called a Thrivent Action
Say
Team.
that again. You say how much? How many times a year? Hold it.
Okay, so
slow down on that part.
Yes, ma'am. Not only is it free, we're giving away money. No, I'm kidding. So my services are complimentary, but Thrivent also says, as a Thrivent member, now that you own a life insurance policy with Thrivent, you qualify to have 2 action teams a year. Okay, to schedule 2 action teams. What an action team is that is you and one other person, or you and 24 other people, whether it's a Bible study group, whether it's you and your sister, whether it's you and Sybil, doesn't matter. It's just more than just you yourself. You and another person at least are a Thrivent Action, and you've got one of 3 criteria that you have to meet to have an action team. That is, it has to be for a fundraising event in your community. It has to be for an education event, education materials, or just a service event in the community. So Thrivent will also give you t-shirts. Each member of your team will get t-shirts to wear that says "Live Generously." And I wish I had one. I had one up here. I'm looking at them. Anyway, we have some nice t-shirts that say Thrivent Live Generously on there, and each member of the Thrivent Action Team gets that. So just kind of clarify each one of those. A service project would be me and the men's group at my church want to build a wheelchair ramp for an elderly member in our church.
Oh, yeah,
and we need to buy lumber at Home Depot.
Yeah.
Thrivent will send us, and they did. Thrivent sent me a $250 gift card to go buy the lumber and the tools and the supplies to be able to do that for that member.
Oh, wow. What a blessing.
That's just one action team.
Yeah.
If your church is doing Vacation Bible School, or you're doing a fundraiser at your church, and youth group, it doesn't have to go to a not-for-profit. This is just in your community, at your church. Sponsor a Boy Scout group. Trip that's going overseas, those type things. And I want to help the Thrivent member network grow in the 901 so we can get more of these charitable dollars into our backyard. Now I'll go back to St. Jude for just a minute. ALSAC St. Jude receives $800,000 a year from Thrivent charitable dollars because our members know so well. They say, I want you to send my Thrivent charitable dollars to St. Jude.
Awesome.
And so there's thousands and thousands of Thrivent members that send that money. So, almost $900,000 a year goes to St. Jude through that.
So now let's get back to the amount, $250. twice a year? Is that what you said?
Twice a year.
Twice a year. Okay. Okay. So now,
And it's
does it have to be? Does it have to be?
Very simple.
I'm sorry. Does it have to be an insurance policy? How else to what else does it? I mean,
It does
could it just be anything that you offer?
It is based on the protection side. So it could be a long-term. Okay, so it can be long-term care insurance, which is a need that many people have with the rising healthcare costs, and actually elderly, and it's my age people that need to be thinking about a long-term care policy. But there's that, and we offer disability, and then we have the life insurance. So as long as you have one of those 3 products with us, you qualify for 2 action teams a year. On the investment side, so if you opened up a Roth IRA with us, there's not membership benefits with.
Okay, I understand.
Action team benefits with that. You're still a member of the Thrive network,
but not the action part. The action part is protection, life insurance.
Yeah, not the
long-term care or disability. 3 areas, right?
Right, and we do not offer. Right, those main 3 areas. We do not offer health insurance, so medical health insurance. We do disinsurance, which is replacement of income if you become disabled, but we don't do health insurance.
Yeah, I got one of those policies that I've had now for about 5 or 6 years. Maybe no, actually it's been about 8 or 9 years now, and it's for payments for care, hospitalization, long-term care for cancer, or if I have cancer or a heart attack. And so that's like a disability, right? So I've already got one of those, but and I've got life insurance,
and it varies.
But I would like to have maybe a long-term care that applies when I don't have cancer or if I have a heart attack. I don't have one of those. You see what I'm saying?
Right. Those are one of the those are the things I bring up in the financial plan, because in your 50s is about the time to get. Actually, your mid 40s is when you can really start thinking about, how do I budget for that? Well, if we decide it when we're 45, we may be able to part ways with, the premiums, in a couple of years, but it is something to plan for. And long term, if you do have those health related problems, and I'll be 100% transparent with this, I'm just now going through this with my father. He's 83 years old, and he's got Alzheimer's and dementia. We do not have long-term care insurance for him, and it's going to be, it's going to be a rough couple of years while we fight this. But what long-term care insurance does for you is it keeps you out of the nursing home. It's anti-nursing home insurance, so that you can have care
I like that.
in your home.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, that's great. So that's something we need to be thinking about when we're young and healthy. Not right when we're young and healthy. The premiums are good.
Wait a minute, Brad.
So,
are you trying to tell me I'm too old to get that one now?
I did not say that. I never said that.
No, but I'm trying to read between
the lines.
Yes, I
do. She's 47. She's 47.
Yeah, okay. I look 47, but what you see ain't what you get.
Emily's got the best laugh. And Brad, can I tell you something real quick? I jotted down something
yes, ma'am.
that I just wanted to share. You'll wonder where your money went if you don't get life insurance with Thrivent.
There you go.
A little jingle.
I need a good tagline. Yeah.
The Sybil just gave you one. She's a jingle
You'll
lady.
wonder where your money went if you don't go with Thrive. There you go.
Yeah.
I'm gonna try that
Yes.
out.
Yeah,
You can have
Is
it.
that
My
copyrighted
compliment.
yet?
No,
You can
she
have it.
just-
I gave it to you.
They
There
just
you
they,
go.
they just come off the top of her head. She is a
I'm
gifted
a writer.
gifted jingle writer and gifted poem writer and gifted what is it? Open word writer.
I'm a poet,
I mean spoken word.
writer,
I'm
and
sorry.
spoken word artist.
Yeah. So she gave it to you, Brad. You better take it for somebody on the show. Just
Well, I'm not
listen.
near as talented as you.
Right.
Well,
But you
I'm not
can
near as talented as you, Sybil.
Well, we all got some area that God gave us talent in, and you're doing a wonderful job of.
Yeah, we want the information now on how to get in touch with you so I can put it on the screen and we're gonna let you go.
Contact you. Is it Memphis, or can you help people throughout the whole United States?
I'm actually currently licensed in Tennessee, Arkansas, Mississippi, and Missouri. Thrivent is nationwide, so there are other agents in other states, and so if I need to get a license in another state, I will definitely do that to serve any of your viewers that
Well, I've got like 4 or
are
5,
interested
maybe,
and insist
maybe
on
a
working
half dozen. I probably got about a dozen in Michigan that's watching right now. So you may have to get licensed in Michigan. They'll call you.
I can do that, and we do joint field.
Yeah, you can partner with an agent.
I'm happy to do it.
I understand, and I know how that works. You're partnering with an agent that's already there. Okay, let me type this in, Brett, and tell me slowly.
And we can meet via Zoom.
Okay, what's the website?
My number,
do you have a website?
You want my phone number?
Yeah. Do you have a website that they or that they might want to look at?
Thrivent.com. Thrivent.com is the website.
www. Brett, wait. www.thrivent.com.
Right.
Okay. thrivent.com. Is that what you're saying? I'm gonna put it up on the website. You'll see. I'm gonna put it on
our main website.
That website.
Okay. Is that it, Brad?
And then my email.
Brad, is that it?
If they'd like to email me, is brad.bosi.
Spell Bosi.
I know
it's
it.
Brad.Bosi.
I know it's on the
that last
screen.
name. Brad.Bosi.
Bosi.
Bosi. At thrivent.com.
Okay, let me see if this is it. I'm gonna bring it up on the screen. Is that correct?
It's Brad.Bosi.
Oh, dot.
It's Brad period Bosi.
Okay. Let me I delete this.
I'm sure people will want you to help them personally.
I gotta put another up here. Get the first one.
Are you available to speak to groups
and
like
I'm
a church?
on Facebook.
Facebook?
Yes, we did not get into that part, but we have more than 20 workshops that we could put on for free for groups, whether it's a senior group, a youth group, young family. My ideal client right now is working with young couples who are just getting married, just getting started, because I know the value of getting started early. And then I also love working with mid-career professionals who have a lot of changes going on in their life, whether it be job changes or lifestyle changes with kids moving out of the house, getting close to retirement, wanting to know how Social Security will affect them, is working with those type people. So, and everyone in between.
And what's the Facebook page?
Although, yes, we do work with churches.
No. You said you had Facebook. You're on Facebook.
I'm on Facebook as well. Yeah, you can just look me up as Brad Bosi, and I should pop up there in Arlington, Tennessee, which is right outside of Memphis.
Okay.
If someone wants to hit me up
that
there,
in.
also have a work page, Brad Bosi Thrivent page. And I do ask all your viewers that, if there is a loved one in their life that you can introduce me to, I'd love to be able to talk with them. We can do a Zoom, I can do a phone call, and I'll be happy to offer up any of the information I've shared here and just talk very general and see if I could be of service to them to help them identify some goals and priorities and help them solve some of their concerns they have.
That's awesome. Well, I tell you, I sure have enjoyed you, and I know that our audience has. Come on, y'all. Let's give Brad a hand clap. Put some hand claps in the comment column, y'all. Y'all know how we thank people. Y'all know how we let them know that we enjoyed it. And I
Thank you so much.
I will show you a
so
hand
happy
clap
I got to meet you.
on the screen. Yeah. So once again, y'all, Brad Bosi of Thrivent. And I'm gonna try to see if I can't think of some way I can get in there because I love serving. That's all I do. I've been a servant all of my life. I was never blessed to be in the castle. I've always been
Right.
no, I've always worked in the castle. But I've always been a servant. I've always served the King, which is King Jesus. But as a servant of King Jesus, I've always served people. I was a church musician for over 43 years, Brad. And that's just something I want to share
Wow.
with you. You're being of the
I can't hear it.
Huh? You can what?
I can't carry a tune in a bucket. So.
Yeah, you can.
People pay me to quit singing.
Well, I love to sing and I love to pray. I love to sing, I love to pray. And I don't play the piano or the organ anymore. I have a keyboard here at my house, but don't ever get time for it. But I have a Sunday show that I do, Brad. It's called Talk About Angels every Sunday, 1 p.m. You can find my Talk About Angels page on Facebook, and you can go back and look at some of my
Interesting.
shows. Yeah, maybe you'd like to be a guest on it.
I'd love to connect again with y'all and stay in contact.
Oh,
Sure.
Yeah.
I am a man of faith, and I've had angels looking over me my entire life.
Well, you sound like a guest for me. That's right.
And I'm going to be excited to refer my friends to you for their life insurance and their needs.
Well, yeah, we are because
I'm humbled. Thank you so much.
Yeah, we are. We are.
We'll be able to chit chat and see how you can help me and Emily. And I'm so happy you found me on the Memphis Christian business page. I almost forgot about that, so I'm gonna have to revise that and keep that active.
All right, Ernestine says thank you so much.
Yeah, definitely.
For joining. She says she learned a lot, Brad.
Well, I appreciate the kind words, and if anyone wants to reach out to me for a one-on-one conversation, I'm more than happy to be of service, because that's why God put us here to serve, and I'm just trying to fulfill as best I can. So,
well, it sounds
I appreciate the opportunity for y'all and all that y'all do for the community as well.
Yeah, and we would definitely network and work together. Sybil, time for you to bring everything good to an end. Go ahead, girl.
Well, I thank God for our new friend. I'm sure this is not the last time we see him. And
No, won't be.
so my prayer is I always ask God to drop new people in my life that are Christians. And he certainly is answering my prayer. And so this is the beginning of a new relationship and friendship in Tri-Event. So we're going to have to see you some more. That's my
Amen.
closing words.
It'd be
And
my
we
pleasure.
always have fun on the 901.
That's what I was waiting on. All right, y'all. That's our time. Thank you so much for tuning in. I want to thank our special guest again tonight, Brad. You really showed a lot of knowledge, and as you can see, our audience really appreciated hearing that tonight. And Sybil, thank you so much for finding such
He
an
found
interesting
me.
guest. Oh, well, Brad, thank you so much for finding out Sybil. Yeah, because yeah. So make sure you keep up on that page and keep that
Oh, I
page
certainly
active.
am. I really am.
All right. Love you guys. Listen, Brad, remember this show is archived. You are free to use it as advertising, helping whatever it is that you need in any
Okay.
your marketing, whatever. You are free to do that. And that's what we do. We serve. We try to
Well, thank you for.
go ahead. Yeah, we try to help everybody.
I was just gonna say you're a blessing to me. So
All
thank you.
right. So we're gonna see you all next time on Tuesday night. Yeah, next Tuesday night, the Lord say the same, and you gotta tune in because there's no telling who will be in that studio. We love you guys, and we will see y'all next time. Good night, everybody. Everybody,
All
wave
right.
good
God
night.
bless y'all. Sweet dreams.
All right. The 901 show. The 901 show. Get on this hot night. The 901 show. It's the 901 show. The 901 show. The 901 show. The 901 show. Get on this hot night. The 901 show. Hot night. The 901 show. Hot night. It's the 901 show. It's the 901 show. The 901 show. Get on this hot night. The 901 show. It's the 901 show. It's the 901 show.